Gujrat, quite a senior statesman, is now playing franchise cricket, has played a lot of cricket in Nepal as well. Karan Casey with the ball in hand, plays the call, slip in place. Full on off inside the circle. We all set for match number 4. Just the sound of leather hitting willow just talks about and accentuates the importance of the surface as well, HD. Right on the money.
हाँ
First time here in this beautiful country, but he doesn't look for very long. He is a big striker of the cricket ball.
Sun playing hide and seek at Kirtipur. Fuller delivery, a bit of an inside edge maybe. Oh, that's been given. The finger goes up. Josh Brown is a bit disconsolate. He walks back though with some disbelief. A lucky strike here for the Kathmandu Gorkhas. And a bit of a jolt here for the Sudur Paschim Royals.
He's not happy. He's not happy at all. It was a big shout from Karan Casey. It just didn't look right. Sitting from up here though, because it sort of squeezed. You almost felt there was an inside edge. Oh, it's huge. It's a massive inside edge. Massive inside edge. Josh Brown is rightly very, very upset as he makes his way off the ground without scoring, and the Royals have had an early setback. He goes without scoring 0 for 1.
India's won the first test to remind everyone why the other world test champions.
South Africa 1-0.
But India is ready to level the series and prove why it is the Gandhi. ITFC First Bank, India vs South Africa. Second test starts 22nd November.
This broadcast is brought to you in association with Vimal Elaichi.
The intensity in town. These numbers send shivers to bowlers. Can the man bring out a whirlwind knock this evening? Chris Lynn, those numbers say it all. 56 50s. He's been a journeyman in T20 cricket, a globe-trotting T20 cricketer. Over 8,500 runs, and what a time for him to come out in ball number 3 on NPL debut. Karan Casey. Well, that appeal was quite vocal and vociferous.
I think umpire Rambugvela will look at that tonight and go, yep, I've made an error there. But it's not a problem. We know that umpires make mistakes. It's a tough game as it is. They get one look at it. We get many. But that was a thick inside edge. And Josh Brown will feel mightily aggrieved.
Gives the charge. Lovely bit of fielding at covers. The Gorkhas are electric this evening. Certainly that win in that last game has lifted their spirits.
Always nice to get a win under the belt early on. Just gives you that extra confidence. It's a lovely bit of fielding, but Lynn has shown his intent right from the very first ball here. Now, Chris Lynn played 290 odd games. I did a little bit of counting this morning, Mikhail. 35 plus teams he's played for around the world. Gone are the days of playing for just one.
35 teams and the amount of runs he's amassed, over 8,500. He's a body of work, an institution in cricket. Adil Ansari there at covers. He's doing some very good fielding there.
Yeah, 600s as well. I mean, you know, getting a T20 100 is that's hard work. I mean, if we look at the amount of cricketers around the world that actually play the game, it's only a handful really that get hundreds in T20 cricket, and he's got 6.
Yeah, great acquisition here for the Sudur Paschim Royals to bring in Lynn. Vinod Bhandari still to get off the mark. Did see a wicket go down at the other end. Oh, he's chipped it. And this could be a soft dismissal. It's been taken. Karan Casey on fire. Gorkhas bossing around. Sudur Pashchim Royals 2 down in the first over. They're on the back foot. What a start here for the Gorkhas.
Binod's trying to whip this through the leg side, and Karen Casey, if you're standing at the non-striker's end, you'll see that he tries to swing the ball away from the right-handers, which makes accessing that leg side difficult. And it's a leading edge that's found. It spirals into the air. It's a good catch. And so they've lost their second already. Inside the first over, Binod Bandari goes. He too goes without scoring. It's 1 for 2.
These stalwarts, these pillars.
Get ready. I'm a king, but I pop to my saint. They call me a bad man, that's a good thing. Then and what I do now, a whole lot worse. Heavy is the head, it's a blessing and a curse.
Buckle down for bigger challenges ahead.
What a toss to win, what a start by the captain. He'll be feeling vindicated. He called it right and he's delivered as well. Arif Sheikh comes out. Another very, very experienced campaigner. Close to 800 runs, a 50 to his credit, a best of 93. And a very good strike rate as well. What a time for him to come out. Team in trouble. They're in a deep hole at the moment. It's going to be spin from the other end. Shah Balab comes in. Got to really look at the way Gorkhas approach this bowling profile of theirs, because remember, actually in the last game, it's the spinners who bowled 14 of the 20 overs and accounted for 5 wickets.
Yeah, 1 for 20 in the opening game, Shah Alam. Their whole spin attack, as you rightly mentioned, was very impressive. The reading of the facility of the service by Karen Casey was good.
A bit tentative here. Chris Lynn, he may have played for 35 teams, but it's always a start. Right, HD?
Well, that's the thing. He normally opens the batting and you can play with a lot of freedom, but now you find yourself 2 down at the wicket, having to readjust the way you play, but not sure he will. It's just held a little bit.
They're a good, well-rounded bowling attack. We saw Santosh Yadav as well bowled some very nice left-arm spinners. He's just trying to use his feet here. You can sense he's trying to just find the release shot, HD.
Yeah, that's not a good shot. I mean, that's hit from in and around off stump. He's trying to whip that through the leg side. You can understand he's trying to rotate the strike, but no need just yet. I wonder if this is just holding in the pitch ever so slightly. We've seen Bandari get out with a leading edge. We've seen Lynn nearly get a leading edge to cover against the spin of Alam. Yeah, so just with regard to Chris Lynn, a little bit tentative. You can understand that. We'll get back to that point. End of the second over, 2 for 2.
साउथ अफ्रीका यानी भर भर के पावर हिटर्स हो गया हम भी बढ़ाएंगे अपना बैटिंग पावर विद स्मार्ट बैट अरे फेंको ये बैट स्काई बॉल है ना स्काई बॉल टीम इंडिया का नया स्टाइल fearless बैटिंग फुल हिटिंग
Sky ball चलेगा सबका पैन बचेगा ITFC First Bank India versus South Africa First T20I 9th December at 6 p.m.
Flexible batting lineup for the Pashchim Royals. Watch out for a couple of other batters as well. Nishan Pandey and Arif, who's there in the middle. They can really add a lot of solidity and dependability. Then you have Scott Kugelheim who can get the big hits. Dipender Singh Airi, Harmeet Singh as well. And Naren Saud has improved upon his batting. He wants to be a genuine all-rounder. So Hemant Dhami, watch out for him. 2 very fine young cricketers from the under-19 who made a splash in the auctions as well, particularly Hemant Dhami. For the Kathmandu Gurkhas, just the one change, so they'll heavily rely on their spin department, even as Karan Casey is on a high after 2 wickets in that first over.
So just going back to your question around Chris Lynn and being a little bit tentative, you know, again, first trip to Nepal, he would have looked at the pitch, and when you look at a surface like that, and then you think about what he plays on back home, it probably looks very similar, but doesn't play in the same way. It'll always be a little bit slower. There won't be as much bounce, so he has to give himself a little bit, just a touch of time.
Yeah, he's just trying to go hard at it. You can sense that he's trying to curb his natural instinct, but that's getting the better of him every now and then, HD.
It looks a picture. Nice covering of grass, held together, no significant cracks or scarring from previous matches, because it's a new one. Tonight, we're on the new pitch. This whole square was hardly used, if used at all, for an entire year while they built this magnificent ground, or redeveloped this magnificent ground, I should say.
What a start here for Gorkhas, and contrasting for Sudur Paschim Royals. Karan Casey 1 for 30 in his 4 in that first game. And today he's already 2 for 1 in 1.3.
Once we get out that power play, we're going to have a raft of spin that's going to be bowled to the Royals. I mentioned they've got plenty of batting, but when you're 3 for 2, you lose a couple of more inside the power play, and the statistics weigh heavily against you. There's not many teams that go on to win when 4 down inside a power play.
Yeah, still to find that boundary nicely, nudged away to deep third, and very nicely fielded as well. Still to find that elusive boundary. We're into over number 3. Prageet Rambakuela was in the middle of a big decision some time back, and his colleague at the other end, Vinay Kumar Jha. TV umpire for this game, Mr. Buddhi Pradhan, and a reserve umpire, Ujjwal Regni, and match referee as always, Mohammad Shafiq. Tries to break the shackles, found the field and mid-off. Karan Casey is in his elements. Sudur Paschim's are falling apart this evening. Wicket number 3 for Karan, and the big man, Chris Lynn, walks back.
It's just too much for him. He wants to score, he wants to find boundaries. But now his dismissal has left his team in an awful mess. He's trying to go up and over mid-off, but just couldn't quite get the elevation. Nice catch. And the skipper has 3. Big wicket. Massive wicket. Lynn goes for 2, 4 for 3.
Ready to roar. Tata Women's Premier League coming soon on Jio Hotstar and Star Sports Network.
Yeah, full house to see the Sudur Paschim Royals at the moment. They're all over the place. And who would have thought the finalists from last season will be 4 for 3 in over number 3. Very impressive batter. I still remember his 38 unbeaten runs in NPL Season 1 HD. That came under pressure, and he played a 6-over point, and he carved that 6, and that's still very, very distinct in my memory. Very talented batter, this man, Ishan Pandey.
Needs a few more than 38 tonight. They're in a pickle here. Yeah, this captain's still to come, Dipendra Singh Airy, but he normally likes to walk to the wicket and say about the 12th over, 13th over.
Karan Casey is bowling some rippers this evening. What an over once again. A wicket and 2 runs, it's 4 for 3.
After a tough setback, Team India are ready to roll back into form.
It's India versus South Africa.
Can they stop the fiery Proteas in their tracks? IGFC First Bank India versus South Africa. First ODI, 30th November.
Harmeet Singh, Dipendra Singh Airi. Still a lot of smile, still a lot of hope in this batting lineup because they bat deep and long, but wait for him to walk out. The stadium will turn into an amphitheatre, HD.
A few more seats that need to be occupied before he walks out. A couple of empty seats still around as people make their way from work. Oh, what a star this man was in their opening fixture.
3 for 15 in his 4. Contributed with the bat as well. Walked away with the player of the match, Milind Kumar.
Don't want a hand, boys. Don't want a hand, boys. Right. No, Rashid's fine. Rashid's okay. Yeah.
There's a lot of chatter behind the stumps.
This has gone fine. Just be a couple. He's a tricky customer to play against, Milind Kumar, because he's not a big spinner of the ball, but he does get it to go away from the left-handers, and he has the ability to just run it back into the left-handers. Just a touch, but it's enough to give the batters plenty to think about. A good old-fashioned mystery spinner.
I was always under the impression a quick run here. Good running. Just coming back to your point, good old-fashioned mystery spin. I always thought that was a contemporary art, HD.
Well, it was a contemporary art. About when did the IPL start? 2008. You know, so it's a long time ago.
Thank you for that, HD. It's been a while. Can go back to so many players in IPL who began this entire new designation under their name as a mystery spinner.
It's ready. 4-5, boys. 5 down here. Having a power play here, boys.
Did you ever face a mystery spinner during your playing days?
There didn't have to be mystery for me. They could tell me which way the ball was going to turn, and I still struggled.
Finally breaches the fielder inside the circle. Will this be the first 4 for the Sudhir Pashchim Royals? Yes, it is. It's been a laboured innings so far, and it comes from the bat of Ishan, who gets off the mark with the boundary as well. And some cheer for the crowd too, who've come in huge support for the Sudhir Pashchim Royals.
The standard that the Gorkas have set since the opening day, I think that this will mean that Karan Casey is a little bit disappointed that he's let this go through. Difficult, but that's the standard that he set with his charges.
Very hard to get rid of this man, Milind Kumar. 7 runs off this over, the best so far, 11 for 3.
Proteas won the first test to remind everyone why they are the world test champions.
South Africa 1-0.
But India is ready to level the series and prove why it is the Gandhi. IGFC First Bank, India versus South Africa. Second test starts 22nd November.
This broadcast is brought to you in association with Vimal Elaichi.
Kathmandu Gurkhas certainly have a plan in place. They have good intel about the conditions over here. They have a lot of supporters. You can see a lot of yellow as well. What a wonderful captain Karan Casey has been so far. Your thoughts, HD?
Yeah, he was thinking about continuing to bowl. He was going to bowl his 3rd over, and I tell you what, I wouldn't be against that, because while you've got your tail up, while the match is going in your favour, there's absolutely nothing wrong with having a bowl. But in the end, Karan Casey has decided that he's going to have a little breather, and Sunny Patel, with his leg breaks is coming on.
Yeah, he's played a handful of first-class games and list A games for Gujarat very early in his career. And sometimes you feel that when you're bowling well and the rhythm is with you and you're eking out wickets, you might as well continue. I get your point there, HD.
I just think sometimes, I'm not suggesting he's made the wrong decision here, not at all, but sometimes if the ball's swinging and you're a swing bowler, well, get through some of those, particularly if you're on top. A lot of captains just like to sort of, they've got their formula and they just run with that formula no matter what the game is doing. The real good captains, they'll go, you know what, I'm going to change something up here.
Signs of aggression, much needed, and the first home run as well. That's a Siddhartha Bang maximum from the bat of Ishan Pandey, and that's a delightful hit.
We'll speak about it over and over again over the course of the next month. Length is of the utmost importance for spinners in T20 cricket. You can't be full. You can't bowl the long format length because you'll disappear.
Quick single. Has the surface giving you an impression it's a bit dual-paced from the looks of it where you're sitting from?
I think it's just a little dry. That's what it is, just a little dry. So maybe, you know, they haven't been able to get enough moisture into the square while the opening 2 days have been underway. So the ball just gripping slightly.
That was a lovely hit, only to find the fielder. Beam Sharkey already has a catch to his credit. They're looking good, the Gorkhas. The tossed up delivery was nicely played in the gap between long on and mid-wicket. Nicely covered by Milind.
Love to see the footwear that Ishan's wearing. I've got a sneaky feeling he doesn't have a great deal of spikes on his shoes. Just slipped a little when he was attempting the two. Anyway, that's the end of the fifth. 20 for 3.
These stalwarts, these pillars.
Get ready. I'm a king, but I pop to my saint. They call me a bad man, that's a fucking good thing. Then what I do now, a whole lot worse. Heavy is the head, it's a blessing and a curse.
Buckle down for bigger challenges ahead.
This capacity crowd has been becalmed because they are probably 80% cheering in one direction, the way of the men from the far west. That's going to help bring them to life. Good placement from Arif Sheikh. The Iceman, he loves the big occasion, he loves pressure, and Sheikh the Elder gets into double figures.
Nicely swept this. He was always in control. The off spinner just dragging that one in length. We did hear Ackerman stressing on the importance of length in T20 cricket. Nicely rolled his wrist, picked up 4 good runs. He moves on to 10. The team scored 24, but they're still in trouble with 3 down.
The statisticians will tell you, Fazal, that about 90% of matches you'll lose when you lose 3 wickets in the power play. It's not impossible to come back from the kind of start that they got off to. The Royals, they're going to have to play very well. One name looms large on the horizon after the partnership between these two. It's the skipper of this team, the vice-captain of the national team. Wait till you see the Tiger come, and you'll hear the roar, Dipendra Singh Airi.
Well, you've been building it up, Andrew. There it is. There's the Tiger. So I've been hearing so many things about, good things about Dipendra Singh Airi. Just can't wait to have him come out there in the center.
We don't want you to wave. We want you to show us that beautiful sign that you've made. I think there was a tiger on there. I think there was a really good piece of design. The passion on show here in the crowd. It's been absolutely phenomenal. Come on, give us a show. Please, can you hear us? I think she's going to do it now. Let's get back to that. I think she's opening it up for us. What's she saying? Let's have a look, Fazil. Here we go. Ah, the tiger. He roars. If you compare yourself to the eagle, you forget the lion is the king.
Well said. Very well said that. In the air, very soft dismissal. Fourth wicket down for the Paschim Royals in the 6th over. They've been really pushed back, haven't they?
Milan Kumar must not want this year to end. Mohammad Adil Alam takes the catch. It's the easiest of takes. He's a very clever bowler. We were talking about it in the pre-match build-up. You wait for this roar. I'm not going to say anything for one moment. Out goes Dr. Ishan Pandey for 11. It's 27 for 4.
After a tough setback, Team India are ready to roll back into form.
It's India versus South Africa.
Can they stop the fiery Proteas in their tracks? IGFC First Bank India versus South Africa. First ODI, 30th November.
Tapender Singh Ari, he's in at 6. The reason that he is here, you might think it's a very soft dismissal, and yes, it is, but it's a clever piece of bowling because he's just got it to hold in the surface and turn away. Good running catch from Mohammad Adil Alam. And it means that the power play, well, it's not just 3 wickets in it, Fazil, it's 4. And that is very, very difficult to come back from. Made a big call on the opening evening. I said I think the Kathmandu Gorkhas could be MPL Season 2 favourites. That's because of their win over the champions, their 3 warm-up victories. But Tapender Singh Ari, the captain of the Royals, will have something to say about that. 227 runs at a strike rate of 161, plenty of wickets, run-outs, catches. Tickled around the corner. That will race all the way. Boundary. Very good run accumulator, Arif Sheikh.
Well, he certainly has a job on hand, doesn't he? He's got a huge mountain to climb. They're 27 for 4. Now 31 for 4. Just erring in length and in line there, the leg spinner. Gets 4 runs, 4 much needed runs for the Royals.
Is that edged? Everybody on the outfield thinks so, apart from the man that matters. John Simpson, he cannot believe it. There was definitely a noise. In sheer disbelief. Is that the little moment of fortune that the Royals needed? Sunny Patel was certain that he got the outside edge. Let's take a look.
Well, certainly got the edge. There it is. Big edge, big thick edge. Well taken by the wicketkeeper. Can't believe it. The bowler, Sunny Patel. Well, he's got that one wrong, the umpire. But we do have the benefit of a replay, which he doesn't, and there's a lot of noise around as well.
Nearly a direct hit run out as well. All happening out there. Classic chaos. Irie is so quick that he can often cause problems for his partners. You can see here, Irie's always going to get home on the slight fumble, but I think with a direct hit, it would have been gone. Now it was well wide of the stumps, despite Arif Sheikh's dive. It's a bit chaotic out there, not just in the crowd, in the square in the middle too.
Yes, sir. 5-6, lads. 5-6, boys.
huge appeal on the second ball of the over. You have to say, on the evidence we can see, it looked like a thick outside edge.
Well, you can't. Well, not only can you listen to it, you can even see the deviation there. Well, if you guys can take a listen to it, you probably can listen to it, but just take a look at the deviation of the bat.
It's a big one, isn't it? And look, it's the most difficult job there is, but often you can just tell from the players' reactions. Googly, well bowled. From the back of the hand, nearly deceives Dipendra Singh Airi. 7 bowled, 35 for 4.
साउथ अफ्रीका यानी फाइबर की पावर इंटरेस्ट हो गया हम भी बढ़ाएंगे अपना बैटिंग पावर विद स्मार्ट मैन
अरे फेंको ये बैट स्काई बॉल है ना स्काई बॉल टीम इंडिया का नया स्टाइल फेयरलेस बैटिंग फुल हिटिंग
Sky Ball चलेगा सबका पैर बचेगा ITFC First Bank India versus South Africa first T20I 9th December at 6 p.m.
Big moments in the match in the 7th over, and the umpiring under the microscope, and the fans up in the crowd, well, already looking to the heavens and maybe saying a prayer and saying, please, Dipendra Singh Airi, please come to our rescue again. Wait till you see him in the field. Fazal, you won't believe how quick he is. Many, even H.D. Ackerman, think he's one of the very best fielders in the world. I'd go further than that. I'd say he could be the very best, but he's got to do it with the bat first. Recently concluded T20 World Cup qualifier, he set a world record. 5 consecutive direct hit run-outs in 5 consecutive matches. We saw it packaged up by the ICC on social media. 2 or 3 of them, well, frankly, they were ludicrous. They wouldn't even have been chances for most other fielders.
Well, that's the other thing, isn't it? You might be a brilliant fielder, but if there are very few who have the ability to strike the wickets when required. That's the important thing. That sets them clearly apart from the very good fielders. Like we say, separate the men from the boys. That separates the really truly greats from the great.
The brilliant thing about the culture of cricket here in Nepal, it's been inspired by a lot of the cricket that they watch. National team players will tell you that their fitness levels have been inspired by Virat Kohli's change in his attitude. Every one of the national team members is incredibly fit as this one's pulled away into the gap, but it's going to go for 4. Great placement. 2 fielders out there, and a concerning moment for Milan Kumar as well, who's gone down, maybe just holding his lower back. He's actually now sprawled across the outfield, the last thing that the Gorkhas need.
Well, yes, it was short. It was asking to be hit. Got the treatment. But just take a look at this. Just all of a sudden pulling up. Perhaps just skidding across that surface, Andrew. Sometimes it does happen that when you land on your heel, you suddenly jar the lower back.
I'm not sure if we'll be able to bring it to you, but it was very innocuous. He was sprinting after it. There's Monty Desai, the head coach. He likes to walk drinks as the head coach, put on the substitute's bib. This is really concerning because he is a critical cog in this Gorkha's wheel. And it looks like this is going to be bad enough to take him off. Gerard Erasmus there, who was left out of the 11, I couldn't believe that. It looks like a lower back, something in that vicinity.
Well, yes, as you slow down from a quick sprint, you just land on your heels. There it is. You just land on your heel, and suddenly the lower back goes into a spasm because of the jarring that is received. It's kind of a whiplash, Andrew. Goes straight down from the ground upwards into your lower back.
This could be a turning point, couldn't it? Not just the boundary, but Milan Kumar, if he can't bat, and particularly if he can't bowl his 2 remaining overs, that's the last thing. He's now getting treatment from the physio, who has sprinted across the boundary ropes, and he's laid flat on his his back. It is the lower back, we think. He pulled up very sharply. He didn't even really get close to the piece of fielding.
Just for the benefit of the viewers, to just let them know exactly what it would be like. It's like when you kick the football and the football is not really there and you kick the air, right? That's the kind of feeling. Or when you're walking down a step and you don't know that the last step, there is one more there, and then accidentally you go lower than your mind says.
This has clearly happened to you before.
Absolutely. That's the reason why I know exactly what he's feeling.
I could almost feel the pain as you were saying it, recollecting.
I'm just hoping that I got the explanation right, for the benefit of those who don't understand what he's going through.
Promise you did. He's still sprawled on his back and getting significant treatment. Concern for Kathmandu. For 7 runs from Shahab Alam's second over. 8 have been bowled. The Royals trying to rebuild. 42 for 4.
तेरा नाम क्या है पूछे वाले पूछो तो बता तेरी पहचान क्या है
Ready to roar. Tata Women's Premier League coming soon on Jio Hotstar and Star Sports Network.
Great colour in the crowd, men and women and boys and girls from every corner of this beautiful country, and so many have heritage from Sudar Prashim, maybe working or living up here in the valley. And Milan Kumar is in real trouble. They were just trying to bring him around the ground. He walked about 10-15 steps and he's collapsed again. You'd be almost certain it's a back spasm.
Well, absolutely is, and it would be kind of those shooting pains. Every time you try and take a step, it'll be like someone poking a needle into you. Santosh Yadav, left arm orthodox, but you were talking about Devendra Singh Airi and his fielding prowess. I did get a chance. What a beautiful shot this. Come back for 2. Really looks good, and his partner is sprinting while he's jogging the run. But just getting back to the point I was trying to make, I did watch a few games in that Unity Cup in Abu Dhabi and in Sharjah. The kind of show that these kids put up there, especially against the mighty West Indies, was so heartening. And to see them throw themselves around, they felt like they belonged there. There was a sense of belonging there, the sense of we can do it as well. And that will go really far in taking Nepal cricket to those, like I say, those upper echelons. One day, who knows, they might even beat India.
They had a monkey on their back because they'd never beaten a test nation before. They hadn't had many opportunities to play them. But the amount of work that went into making that Unity Cup happen, particularly in a month that nobody in Nepal will ever forget, the Generation Z protests across the city and across the country, and obviously put that series into doubt. Paris Kandler and everyone, Chatur Bahadur Chand and everyone from the Can team did the most amazing job of making that series possible. And to get not just one win, he's a precision player, is Ari Sheikh. He's picked the gaps nicely, moves into the 20s with that Encel Super 4.
Well, yes, a real Givi just helping it on its way. Easy pickings, really. Just paddling it around the corner. It's 4 runs. Some kind of respectability being restored here for the Royals.
That's his favourite shot, the cut shot. This time it's gone a long way in front to square. He trots another 2.
The other thing that I observed in that tournament you were talking about in Sharjah was the way that the entire team came together as a unit. They were so happy with each other's success. It was so evident on television, and that's the hallmark when you're trying to create a winning combination, winning side. We'll come back to that. 50 coming up. 9 overs done, 51 for 4.
Proteas won the first test to remind everyone why they are the world test champions.
South Africa 1-0.
But India is ready to level the series and prove why it is the Gandhi. ITFC First Bank, India versus South Africa. Second test starts 22nd November.
This broadcast is brought to you in association with Vimal Elaichi.
Yeah, those reflections. Oh, hold on, before we get to that, what about that hairstyle? We love that. Oh, yes. Gotta be a rapper, is he?
Certainly a Bob Marley fan, isn't he? He's got the moves, certainly got them. Just grooving to these tunes belted out by the DJ. Some amazing Nepalese music. I was listening to some of the Nepali tracks in the gym today.
My Spotify's getting filled up by it, I promise you. Remember, we got our... Oh, there's a Virat Kohli shirt up in the crowd as well. All happening here in Kathmandu. We were just talking about that Unity Cup and the joy that it brought to the nation. I think many thought that, you know, that curse of never having beaten a test nation was going to continue. They would have taken one win in that series, but to win the series 2-1 is probably one of the biggest moments in this nation's history.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, and my memory serves me right, it's something like 175 or 181 day, 181. You've got the numbers just on the tips of your fingers there. It took them 180 to beat a full member nation.
Yeah, and look, within that stat, there's statistics, more statistics than damned lies. You know, those 181 official ODIs and T20Is that they had played up to that point, probably 150 of them had come against other associates. So they hadn't had that many opportunities to beat test nations, and that's why the importance of being able to organise bilateral series is so important. And the talk is, without giving too much away, January, possibly here in Kathmandu, or we'll have to wait to see where it will be hosted, that there will be full member nations playing against Nepal in the build-up to that T20 World Cup, because it's really just so exciting, that journey that team are on to that 20-team T20 World Cup hosted in India and in Sri Lanka. Rashid Khan into the attack. He's smashed into the leg side, can't take the second because Iria slipped.
Well, that's the other thing, Andrew, with these very international quality lights coming on here, the outfield really good. All the Nepalese cricket needs are some of the test-playing nations to come here and support their cause. To come and play a few bilateral series, maybe multinational or triangulars, and then you can really see that they'll come up in leaps and bounds. And this is certainly the seeds that have been sown for a real bright future.
Couldn't agree more. Okay, let's get down to Jess Crow. Jess, who have you got down with you?
Well, beside me, I'm joined by Ricardo from the Kathmandu Gorkas. Ricardo, of course, you're not playing today, but your team are having a standing time out on the field. What do you make of their performance so far?
Yeah, it's been a great start. Led by Casey in his first few overs, 3 quick wickets. That's always going to put the other team on the back foot. So, yeah, hopefully we can continue that and restrict the chaseable team.
Playing in front of an incredible atmosphere we have here with the crowd. What's that like for you?
It's crazy. The crowds are huge and noise is unbelievable. It's deafening around the ground. So it's really something special to be a part of.
And how are you finding it here in Nepal? Somewhere you've been before?
No, it's first time for me in Nepal. I'm loving it. Everyone's looked after us so well, and everyone's so nice and welcoming. So yeah, really enjoying it.
And as a wicketkeeper batter then, when you get your opportunity to step onto the field, what's your approach going to be?
Depending on the situation and things, of course, but my role is to be as aggressive as I can be in the power play and kind of get us off to those fast starts so we can kind of get ahead of the game before things get difficult throughout the middle.
All the best for the rest of the game for you.
Yeah, thank you, Jess, and thank you. Good to hear from Ricardo as well. Another wicket falls. Looked pretty full, pretty straight. Great change of bowling from Karen Casey. Bringing in Rashid Khan into the attack. Maybe just a slight misjudgment of length. Looked like he went deep in his crease. maybe could have got a bit more forward. Was it a cutter? Clever piece of bowling. And we've had a couple of controversial decisions, but that one very easy indeed for Vinay Kumar Jha to say, yes, that is out. It will also give the chance for the players to take a drinks break. Arif Sheikh, he's been dismissed for 25. It's 52 for 5.
Get ready. I'm a king, but I'm up from a saint. They call me a bad man, that's a good thing. Then what I do now, a whole lot worse. Heavy is the head, it's a blessing and a curse.
Buckle down for bigger challenges ahead.
This broadcast is brought to you in association with Vimal Elaichi.
साउथ अफ्रीका यानी फाइबर के पावर इंटरेस्ट हो गया हम भी बढ़ाएंगे अपना बैटिंग पावर विद स्मार्ट मैन
अरे फेंको ये बैट स्काई बॉल है ना स्काई बॉल टीम इंडिया का नया स्टाइल फेयरनेस बैटिंग फुल हिटिंग
स्काई बॉल चलेगा सबका बैंड बजेगा IGFC फर्स्ट बैंक इंडिया वर्सेस साउथ अफ्रीका फर्स्ट T20I 9th December at 6 p.m. After a tough setback, Team India are ready to roll back into form.
India versus South Africa.
Can they stop the fiery Proteas in their tracks? IGFC First Bank India versus South Africa. First ODI, 30th November. The Proteas won the first test to remind everyone why they are the world test champions.
South Africa 1-0.
But India is ready to level the series. And prove why it is the Gandhi. IGFC First Bank India versus South Africa. Second test starts 22nd November.
This broadcast is brought to you in association with Vimal Elaichi.
So real difficulty here for the Sudar Pashim Royals. They're in an invidious position, and we've been in a tricky position ourselves here in the commentary box. Many have requested, they said we need to take care, so helmets have come on. HD, what do you reckon?
I don't know where to put this.
This goes a long way up into the air. It'll fall safely out of reach. And the reason we've been given these helmets, I appreciate you guys looking after us and shouting for them to be on in social. This was last night. Take a look. Unbelievable scenes.
It was one serious stroke, to be brutally honest. There was glass in the ball. They had to change the ball. So this is now the way to go. Although I actually thought you were asking me to wear the helmet because the Royals need me to go and have a hit here. At 53 for 5, I'm putting my pads on, not the helmet.
Straight up into the air. Can someone get there? Two to come together. A drop catch. And the biggest roar of the day, because the Tiger lives to breathe another day. It's 54 for 5.
These stalwarts, these pillars.
Get ready. I'm a king, but I'm up from a saint. They call me a bad man, that's a good thing. Then what I do now, a whole lot worse. Heavy is the head, it's a blessing and a curse.
Buckle down for bigger challenges ahead.
Massive moment in the game. The Royals are still in massive trouble. But the last person you want to maybe drop of all of the local players is this man.
The only thing is as a Gorka, you probably feel a little bit under pressure, because if you do hang on to that, you might have to find an alternative route out the ground, because this is a very popular figure here.
Whose catch was it? Was it Shahab Alam's who was coming in, or was it Rashid Khan's who was going back? Clearly communication an issue.
Normally someone coming in has
amphitheatre, natural amphitheatre that this ground is. So really looks to add insult to injury. Not quite all the way, but one bounce and four. Every run he makes, both Shahab Alam and Rashid Khan will be ruining that moment.
He's more than capable. He's more than capable of turning this match on its head. I'm not quite sure he's found his best just yet. But that may turn the tide for him.
Such noise out there. One of the things I do love about this ground, even with the additions, setting in a bit of a valley here. It's kind of an extension almost of the Jobar Hills. As you turn into the university campus, you come up a steep hill, so they kind of carve the ground into it. Originally it was the natural grass banks, now it's the stands. That just the amount of noise that the 10,000 or so here make, truly remarkable. Still no sign of Willem Kumar back on the outfield, so Gerard Erasmus will likely field the rest of the innings, and they won't have Kumar's 2 overs to turn to. An opportunity this for Niranjan Yadav to show us what he can do with the bat as well. 11 have been bowled, 59 for 5.
साउथ अफ्रीका यानी फाइबर की पावर हिटर्स हो गया हम भी बढ़ाएंगे अपना बैटिंग पावर विद स्मार्ट मैन
अरे फेंको ये बैट स्काई बॉल है ना स्काई बॉल टीम इंडिया का नया स्टाइल fearless बैटिंग फुल हिटिंग
स्काई बॉल चलेगा सबका बैंड बजेगा IGFC फर्स्ट बैंक इंडिया वर्सेस साउथ अफ्रीका फर्स्ट T20I 9th December at 6 PM.
Beautiful scenes, the sun just dipping beneath those Jobar Hills and beaming its rays. Gorgeous scenes. About 10 past 5 is the sunset time, but because of the height of those hills that surround us, we've already lost the sun and the floodlights kicking in into full effect. Local time, it's 4:55. One of the only countries in the world on a quarter hour. So many unique things about Nepal, aren't there?
Yeah, must have been the people back home in Australia. Work to be done. Lots of work to be done as the captain. It's too much. It's another boundary.
Great placement. Hasn't been many that have come right out of the middle for either Arif Sheikh or Dipender Singh Airi, but some of the placement has been impressive. He knew where the fielder was, behind square. The decision to go with Sunny Patel, I would rarely question Monty Desai. Surprised me today. Gerard Erasmus' batting, bowling and fielding make him a massive asset. Doesn't want the second this time because John Simpson does well. HD, you played all around the world for South Africa, for Leicestershire. What were the biggest crowds you played in front of, and how do you deal with that in the field when you hear noises like this?
It actually depends on the ground you're playing it, because you can play at the MCG in front of 20,000 people and it feels empty and there's no pressure. You can play at a ground like the Wanderers, which may carry, if it's 20,000 and it's a full house, well, that's just a nightmare because the ball goes up in the air. Not only does it go up in the air, the noise can put you off, but suddenly you can lose it in the crowd. You know, all the colourful clothing that the people wear in the crowd. So I think here, particularly because every single game here is played in front of virtually a full house, that number one, it sets the Nepalese players up for not feeling pressure when they go and play in World Cups, because they're always playing in front of a full house. But because it doesn't seat, say, 50,000, the noise that it makes it's deafening. It must be difficult for fielders. The lights are not high lights, they're a decent height, but they can also prove tricky for the outfielders.
And is there any magic secret to be able to communicate when it's that loud, or you simply have no chance?
Well, I think if you've played a lot in front of these crowds, eventually you switch off to it and you're not aware of it. When you first arrive here, it's if you've never played in front of it, this will learn safely. If you've never played in front of crowds like that, it can be a little bit off-putting. My, he's fast between the wickets. Scampers through for two there. He's no right getting it to. Right, into the 12th. I'm sure we'll get back to all those stories. 66 and 5.
After a tough setback, Team India are ready to roll back into form.
India versus South Africa.
Can they stop the fiery Proteas in their tracks? ITFC First Bank India versus South Africa. First ODI, 30th November.
These floodlights have been the talk of the nation, even amongst non-cricket fans. Just the scale of achievement for Nepal to build a facility of this quality. Probably the most exciting part about it for me, HD Ackerman, like so much in cricket in Nepal, is this is really just the beginning of the journey. We've seen the plans that have been announced and confirmed for phase 2 of this ground. We've seen the improvement in the quality of their cricketers, getting to a third T20 World Cup in their history that will be next year. We've seen national players really start to turn into storied superheroes and stars within their own right, particularly the likes of Dipender Singh, who we've talked so much about. It's a really exciting time to be involved here in Nepal.
Absolutely. I heard you talking a little bit earlier about the potential series or tri-series that might be played here early next year. I mean, that would be fabulous as well for all the cricket lovers. I do wish that the staircases were just a touch narrower. I think they could fit in an extra chair somewhere down there.
That should be a wide. No, giving us one for the over. First viewing for me, the crowd seemed to think what I think, which is that maybe the arm should have been extended here. Difficult, not just for the players, is it the noise, the excitement, but also just the occasion. Players having a tough night. Taking the pace off almost every time, isn't he, Rashid Khan? Clever bowling. So, this is the Omodo and Jakku, Nepal's fastest growing EV brand. We're taking a ride in that every single day, actually. There's already over 1,500 EVs on the road. The great thing is that's helping the air quality here in the city, which obviously at times in the valley can be very poor.
It's comfy. I even fell asleep in it on the way to the ground this afternoon.
I may or may not have a photo of that, but as you know, we don't post private stuff on social media. That's not going up, just for me and you, for a bit of fun. It was out for the count, was HD Ackerman, I promise you. It's actually not a bad drive across, is it? Only about 15 minutes from the salty area of the city.
Felt like 1 minute it was. I don't know why. I've slept so well here at the Salty.
Double header day yesterday, that's why. It was full on.
It wasn't the marathon I ran this morning in the gym. All of about 300 meters. Called it quits.
Another slower ball, doing a great job here, Rashid Khan, for his captain.
I just want to go back to that 2:15. The 2 hours 15 time difference. It's thrown my entire family back home. They can't quite work out the 15. Where did that come from? I always thought it was on the half hour or something.
The story I believe and what I hear is that Nepal is a very proud independent nation. It's always been independent, never been taken over. And even though it's wedged between two superpowers in India and China, it wanted to be different. Different to India, its nearest neighbours to the south. Is this pitched outside leg? Yes, says the umpire, so will be given not out. Making for an interesting replay next over. A leg by to end the 13th. 70 for 5.
South Africa 1-0.
But India is ready to level the series and prove why it is the Gandhi. On TFC First Bank, India versus South Africa. Second test starts 22nd November.
This broadcast is brought to you in association with Vimal Elaichi.
Seems like here in Kathmandu and across the nation. But also it uses a meridian that passes through Gari Shankar, which is a mountain up in the Himalayas, to help calculate its exact time zone. And then Kumar's back. And he's slashed away into the offside. Oh, that would have been unbelievable. Mohammed Adil Alam did everything but hold on.
I didn't think he had a hope in even getting there. But he certainly covered some ground, put in the dive, and for a moment he had it, and hits the ground, and out it goes. Wow. What a specky that would have been.
Gee, the snow leopards, they love it. Oh, 10 out of 10, in fact, 11 out of 10 for effort. Unbelievable, Mohammed Adil Alam. I think they just want to check the boundary. Not sure if that angle's going to help us. I just want to see the attempted catch again. That's all I want to see. Talking with our co-commentator about just how impressive the Nepal field is. It's cultural, isn't it? They just train and train and train. It's a real note of pride for the nation.
We might look at this all night because I think this is going to be extremely difficult to tell, because I'm not sure the ball actually hits the boundary rope, but they might want to look at the back of his hand when he goes to pick it up. So I might have a little bit of a breather here because I think we're going to be a while.
Yeah, very difficult one for Willie Pradhan. I'll leave it up to him.
I'd be a terrible television umpire because I would just say that's not four because of the attempted catch.
2 runs to the total. He deserved to save those 2 runs because of the quality of that effort. I fully agree with you. Towards long on, straight to the man. Never quite got it. And Milan Kumar has risen like Lazarus from the ashes. It looked like he might not play another ball in the competition. Somehow he's back out there. He's back bowling. He's back taking wickets, and he's back having the most brilliant 2025.
Miracle man. Clothed. It was in the slot, but again, we've just seen the ball this evening holding up in the surface, which has led to a lot of the batters not finding the middle of the bat. Simple catch in the deep. Naren Saad goes for 6. They're not having the best of nights with the bat, are the Royals. 72 for 6.
These stalwarts, these pillars.
Get ready. I'm a king, but I pop to my stage. You call me a bad man, that's a fucking good thing. Then what I do now, a whole lot worse. Heavy is the head, it's a blessing and a curse.
Buckle down for bigger challenges ahead.
Maybe not dancing with joy of the team's performance, but still enjoying the occasion are the Sudar Prashim Royals fans. This might be last chance saloon here. I know Scott Kugelheim can bat a little bit, but really, they're going to need something from Harmeet Singh here, because after Scott Kugelheim, it's just Hemant Dami and Avinash Bahara who will not offer much support at all to Dipender Singh Hari. Still the best part of 7 overs to bat as well. America v America here, the two national team players for the side leading the charge in associate cricket right now.
He knew straight away that he hadn't middled it.
Two catches now for Bim Sharkey. Do really rate Harmeet Singh's batting. I think he can be very destructive. He's got a strong bottom hand grip, and he will predominantly score the majority of his runs on the leg side, particularly that kind of long on through mid-wicket region. The bottom hand will come through. He'll often feel as though, or look as though, he hasn't quite got to the ball. The bottom hand gets him out of trouble. He's been used up the order, plays as an opener sometimes in some American club cricket. This is lasered to the offside. The fumble won't allow the second.
He did a little damage to Nepal in October, didn't he? 6 for.
I think for me, this is in a stacked field, including Bernard Schultz of Namibia, Mark Watts, who's here, of Scotland, Lalit Rajbanshi of Nepal. I think for me, Harmeet Singh is the premier left-arm spinner in associate cricket. He has just that slightly unorthodox release point that batters find difficult to adjust to. He will take a lot of wickets this season, I feel. 75 for 6.
साउथ अफ्रीका यानी फाइबर की पावर हिटर्स हो गया हम भी बढ़ाएंगे अपना बैटिंग पावर विद स्मार्ट मैन
अरे फेंको ये बैट स्काई बॉल है ना स्काई बॉल टीम इंडिया का नया स्टाइल फेयरनेस बैटिंग फुल हिटिंग
स्काई बॉल चलेगा सबका बैंड बजेगा IGFC फर्स्ट बैंक इंडिया वर्सेस साउथ अफ्रीका फर्स्ट T20I 9th December at 6 PM
लड़की तेरा नाम क्या है पूछे वाले पूछो तो बता तेरी पहचान क्या है
Ready to roar. Tata Women's Premier League coming soon on Jio Hotstar and Star Sports Network.
Harmeet Singh and maybe Scotty Kugelheim to come. Got to get up to at least 130 surely. But I think both you and I have felt across these opening 2 matches of the tournament for the Gorkas, they look impressive. Definitely the early favourites for season 2 as Harmeet Singh, well, he's got a terrible habit of this, getting involved for no good reason. The umpire is going to pull him apart. This is, to be frank, nonsense.
Well, if he's complaining about the height, I think he's wrong, because I think that this was legitimately called correctly. I don't think that this is high above his head, bearing in mind he's got to be in a full standing position, and that is absolutely perfect. That is the perfect slow ball bouncer. Maybe the one a little bit earlier.
There's just no need for this from Harmeet Singh. You're a batter. Go back and bat. Why are you getting involved? Why are you gesticulating against Rashid Khan? Rashid Khan probably shouldn't be getting involved either. It's a bit of spice. The fans won't mind that.
Yeah, just going back to your point about how impressive they've been, they've been really good. They've obviously got a wonderful coach now that's not suggesting that the previous coach wasn't any good, but you know, this is so influential in these parts. But I also think that the management for the Royals, I don't think they need to panic at all, because it's not often that Brown, Binod and Lynn are going to go 0-0-2. You know, but this is an opportunity for the lower order to work extremely hard and see if they can get to that number, around about that 120 mark, 130.
He's missed out there. It's a shot he likes outside the off stump. It was there to be hit. Rashid Khan, exceptional figures for him. Remember, it's a bounce back too. He was expensive. Really the only expensive opening bowler. One of the additions to this stadium, branded it up. The Red Bull fan zone. Refresh your energy. Of course, we've got that Red Bull energetic moment of the match. We've seen some great award winners of that. I promise you, if Mohammed Adil Alam had held on to that catch, that would have won that award. crowd. 80% pace off. Irie comes back for the second. Gets there easily. Really good running. What are they wearing on their spikes, HD? How is he sliding in and out like this?
Well, there might be a little bit of dew that's fallen on the surface, but I do think that he needs to run a little bit more on the playing surface, actually. I think he's running next to the playing surface, and there's thick green grass on those other pitches, and they will be a lot more slippery than the actual pitch itself.
Well, Defender Singh has a lot of fans. I don't think the ground staff are going to be fans of the way in which he's running there. He thinks about a second, but it's right at the man. He'll never be able to get back there. Amazing how Milind Kumar is moving so well all of a sudden. Asking for sixes in the crowd. We haven't seen many of them, just the one. I think about last night at the same time, Branagh Kings were putting on 220. Different pitch, yes, but Royals well behind. Yet another off-cutter. Royals have to find an answer. They need to find it in the last 5. It's 80 for 6.
After a tough setback, Team India are ready to roll back into form.
It's India versus South Africa.
Can they stop the fiery Proteas in their tracks? ITFC First Bank India versus South Africa. First ODI, 30th November.
ए लड़की, तेरा नाम क्या है? पूछे वाले पूछे तो बता तेरी पहचान क्या है?
Ready to roar. Tata Women's Premier League coming soon on Jio Hotstar and Star Sports Network.
Here for Sudur Pashchim Royals, particularly between that 1 to 6 overs, 27 for 4, and they have not been able to recover after that. They accumulated 53 for the loss of 2 wickets between 7 and 15. That's a decisive blow. What a way to start over number 16, Harmeet Singh in the house. And the Yellow Brigade has gone gaga. Very good evening, Fazal Khalil.
Very good evening, Mikhail. 58 tournament sixes, and we're just in day 3. Harmeet Singh really picked the bones out of that one. They really needed it, and it delivers brilliantly. Let's take a look at that. Nice free swing of the bat. And he gets a really big one. A nice background there.
Pressure on the bowler. Milind's conceded a 6 of his first. Harmeet's in smash mode at the moment. Goes high, goes long, goes big, and that's almost out of here as well, into the stands. Back to back, Siddharth Bank maximums here from Harmeet.
They've certainly stepped on the gas. 92 for 6 now, and Harmeet Singh is cutting loose. It was in the arc, and there she goes, high, wide, and very handsome. Second 6 for Harmeet Singh. Just messing with the bowling figures for Milind Kumar.
Just what Sudur Pashchim Royals need, and maybe Dipendra Singh Irie as well. Just take the pressure off him to go out there and play the big hits, Fazal.
Well, yes, this is the first of the big ones. And this one even bigger. You can see the way he timed that, got it in the center of the bat. That's making him feel very confident, and it'll make the skipper feel calm as well. He's at 29 from 25. Now is the time when the Sudur Pashchim Royals can really unleash themselves.
The first 4 deliveries of over number 16, and this has been their best over in this inning so far. Harmeet Singh, he's in daring mood. He's hit that with some certainty, and that's gone all the way. 6 number 3 of the over. Harmeet Singh says, I'll do it myself tonight. And look at that for celebration.
The third six and probably the biggest one of them all. It was again in his arc and she went out of the park. Just dropped in the crowd as well. Really turning it on here on a cool winter evening here in Kathmandu. He's turning on the heat. Will keep strike with that single. 21 runs of this over. The 100 coming up for Sudur Pashchim Royals in the 16th over. 101 for 6.
Proteas won the first test to remind everyone why they are the world test champions.
South Africa 1-0.
But India is ready to level the series and prove why it is the Gandhi. IDFC First Bank, India versus South Africa. Second test starts 22nd November.
This broadcast is brought to you in association with Vimal Elaichi.
These stalwarts, these pillars.
Get ready. I'm a king, but I pop to my saint. They call me a bad man, that's a fucking good thing. Then what I do now, a whole lot worse. Heavy is the head, it's a blessing and a curse.
Buckle down for bigger challenges ahead.
Amit Beach show, isn't it? Really broke the back there of Milind Kumar. Suddenly 2 for 40 of his 4. And 101 for 6, 4 overs to go. Skipper back in the attack, beautifully struck. There's Mishfield, will get a boundary. It's all happening here in Kathmandu. Mishfield, some really big hitting, and a lot of excitement in the crowd.
And in the combox as well. And all of a sudden there's life in the stadium. The crowd's on their feet, the mobile phones are out with a flashlight. A bit of an ordinary effort, he had to really come around it. His knee got stuck on the surface over there, that can jar. But this partnership is brilliant so far. Akash Tripathi with that fielding effort there. Last few overs have been very, very productive here. Monstrous! This is huge! That's a massive hit from the bat of Harmeet. I'll tell you what, this is power hitting at its very best.
Well, absolutely power hitting at its very best. 61 sixes for the tournament, 111 for 6, and that's his 4th 6. And off the skipper, taking pace off that ball, but he dropped that in short. You can't really bowl those lengths at this time of the innings. Oh, there she goes. That's a big one. Absolute biggie.
All of a sudden, so much has changed in the last couple of deliveries. You can feel the Gorkhas feeling the heat and the pressure. Outrageous! He smoked this one as well for a maximum. Harmeet Singh's turning on the magic this evening at the Tribhuvan University International Ground.
Well, he's moved on to 40 tournament sixes, 62, and the crowd have really come alive. The Sudur Pashchim fans are up in arms. Just take a look at that. Harmeet Singh is certainly on song here in Kathmandu.
I'll tell you what, you've got to see it to believe it, and you've got to feel it as well, and you have to be at the Tribhuvan University International Cricket Stadium. He is playing an innings of his life here, 40 and 14, a strike rate of 285. Oh, what a turnaround.
Just goes to show how good a surface this is. From 27 for 4, where it looked like everything was happening on the surface. Suddenly they're 117 for 6. There he goes again. 6 more, moves on to 50. His 6-6 of the innings. 63 sixes for the tournament. Just one boundary short of 50. The 50 of the partnership coming up for sure. And take a look at that. Harmeet Singh is not letting anything go out of his grasp.
6 sixes in his innings of 46. Harmeet Singh bossing around. Karan Casey all of a sudden realizes the pressure is back on the fielding side. Where is this one going? Yeah, smart bowling. He just kept it out of his reach and arc. What an over. This is turning out to be 21 in the last puzzle. 23 with the ball to go in this.
Well, this is probably turning the game on its head, Mikhail. This innings from Harmeet Singh, his partnership of 52 of 21 with the skipper, who suddenly seems to be watching and enjoying from the non-strikers end. He's on strike now. Can he come up with a big one and end this over with a six or a boundary? Karan Casey 3 for 29. One delivery to go in this over.
Irie this time trying to go for the helicopter. That's his trademark shot. I'll tell you what, 45 runs in the last 12 balls, 24 coming in this game on, ladies and gentlemen. 1-2-5 for 6.
Proteas won the first test to remind everyone why they are the world test champions.
South Africa 1-0.
But India is ready to level the series and prove why it is the gun team. ITFC First Bank, India versus South Africa. Second test starts 22nd November.
This broadcast is brought to you in association with Vimal Elaichi.
After a tough setback, Team India are ready to roll back into form.
India versus South Africa.
Can they stop the fiery Proteas in their tracks? ITFC First Bank, India versus South Africa. First ODI, 30th November.
Go, they can get about 50 runs here. Oh boy, do we have a match on our hands.
Usually the case, you come for the Upendra Singh and Harmeet Singh comes out of syllabus. As we see the memes circling around. Now, what counter-attack, what carnage in the middle. Partnership 53 and 22. Just look at this timeline as well. 6, 6, 6, 4, 6, 6, 6. Wow. It's going to be Russian.
12 balls and 45 runs have been scored in those 12 deliveries. That's gone as well. This time the skipper enjoying himself. It was short, but it had to be put away, and he did it in absolute style of his own. Now the crowd coming alive. The Sudur Paschim fans are all over the place. Just sixes. They're dealing in sixes at the moment.
The dangerous, dependable Dipendra Singh moved around in the crease, used the depth, pressure on Rashid. He concedes a sixth off his very first ball. All right then. Games changed complexion soon. Slow one. He's running quick. They want two. Irie will push for the second. He'll chance the arm of the fielder, and they'll get two as well. Quick runs coming in. Look at Irie, always on the lookout for runs.
Well, yes, he's like a little pocket rocket, isn't he? I mean, there was a chance of Tiger when he was on strike, Mikhail, when we were listening to it on the ground. He's a real cheetah between the wickets, and he's looking to take the third as well. Wow, 133 for 6. Suddenly things looking in the Sudur Paschim Royals way. Full toss. Straight to the man. That's the end of the innings for the skipper. Wicket number 6 turns to 7 now as the skipper departs. After a very well played 39 and the partnership of 61 along with Harmeet Singh. More importantly, Harmeet Singh still out there in the middle.
Yeah, just felt he got the toe end of the bat over here. He was a bit livid with himself walking back to the dugout. He knew the opportunity was there to go big. Dipendra Singh walks back for a quick 39 of 30. Now this game is breathing some life here. 1-3-3 for 7.
South Africa यानी भर भर के power hitters हो गया. हम भी बढ़ाएंगे अपना batting power with smart man.
अरे फेंको ये बैट. स्काई बॉल है ना. स्काई बॉल. टीम इंडिया का नया स्टाइल, fearless batting, full hitting.
Sky ball चलेगा, सबका बैंड बजेगा. IDFC First Bank India versus South Africa. First T20I, 9th December at 6 p.m. Proteas won the first test to remind everyone why they are the world test champions.
South Africa 1-0.
But India is ready to level the series and prove why it is the gun team. IDFC First Bank, India versus South Africa. Second test starts 22nd November.
This broadcast is brought to you in association with Vimal Elaichi.
A strike rate of 134. If he can strike at 134 along with Harmeet Singh, they certainly will have about 160 runs on the board, maybe even more.
He can hit the big hits. Needless delivery here by Russian. Why would you want to do that?
Well, just take a look at the reason why Scott Kuggeleijn is out there in the middle. Full toss. His eyes lit up, but no timing there. Sometimes when you get that full toss, the bat turns in the hand. An easy catch for Alam. Very disappointed. He said, I've missed out. Harmeet Singh says, don't worry, mate. I'm there. Just the 4 extras in this innings. Nicely played on the onside. Will pick up the single, gets off the mark. As Scott Kuggeleijn brings the very dangerous Harmeet Singh back on strike with 2 deliveries left in the 18th over. Can they get to 145, maybe 150?
Yeah, just like how the next gen pulse of power, Harmeet's been showing the power as well. Explosive, fast and unstoppable. This is a wonderful beast of a vehicle, this two-wheeler, the Bajaj Pulsar. Great control, smooth, confident, perfectly balanced. Just like this man in the middle, yes. He's marking his fielders, he's taking full cue. Can he take full toll of the situation?
Play and a miss. That's good bowling this by Rashid Khan. He's a wily customer, isn't he?
Absolutely, he's mixing it up really well. The slow deliveries have come in very handy. What a grand sight. This is a bird's eye view. I mean, picture this, frame this if you're a Nepal cricket fan. One of the most beautiful stadiums in the world. I must concede that as well. Just the kind of backdrop. Everything. A fitting image.
That's it in the air. That's gone miles and miles. Long on fielder coming there. And oh, he put it down. He's put him down. And there is the 54. What an innings this. Absolute stunning innings. He still has 1 ball remaining for that 50. 18 down, 137 for 7.
Proteas won the first test to remind everyone why they are the world test champions.
South Africa 1-0.
But India is ready to level the series and prove why it is the gun team. IDFC First Bank, India versus South Africa. Second test starts 22nd November.
This broadcast is brought to you in association with Vimal Elaichi.
Well, another beautiful sight of this Tribhuvan University International Cricket Ground. Big gamble this by the skipper. He's bringing the leg spinner on when the left-hander is on strike. Nicely bowled. Scott Kuggeleijn needs to take the single, get to the other end, bring the big hitting Harmeet Singh on strike.
Having seen Kuggeleijn last time, I think he'll just fancy his chances with the bat away of his own.
Down the track, gone! Brilliant bowling this by the leggy. Foxing Scott Kuggeleijn, trying to play for the turn. The one that goes straight on, bowls him lock, stock and barrel.
Yeah, he just played all over this one. Yeah, didn't quite get in control of the shot. You miss, I hit. That's experience by Sunny Patel. Bowled the right length, great pace, and speared it straight into the stumps. He'll walk back for 1. All of a sudden, one brings two, 137 for 8.
Well, the Campbell paying off for Karan Casey. The skipper Hemant Adami comes out to the middle. All he needs to do is get the non-striker on strike. Well, he gets the single. All's well that ends well. He's on the non-striker's end. A bye is signaled by the umpire. But more importantly, the hard-hitting, the dangerous Harmeet Singh on 49. He's on strike. It's against the leg spinner. Is he coming around the wicket? Yes, he is. He'll be angling that one in. So he'll be lining long on, perhaps deep mid-wicket now. 49, 6 sixes and 1 4 of just 18 deliveries. Long on, deep mid-wicket and square leg. Fine leg inside the circle. Third man point and extra cover inside the circle on the offside. Wow, beautifully played, and that's his 50. And what a fine and grand style he brings that one up. When the captain and the team needed the innings, out came Harmeet Singh straight out of the top draw. A brilliant 50 from Southpaw.
What a way to announce yourself in season 2 once again. He's been the go-to man for Dipendra Singh Ari. And tonight he's shown his value and worth as an all-rounder in the side. He's a class act.
Karan Casey bringing the leg spinner on, Sunny Patel. All the experience coming to the fore. 2 big wickets in this over. And the fans are delighted. Just take a look at that one again.
Yeah, he just tried to go over the fielder, rather try to carve it over backward of point. Didn't get the height and elevation on this one. Sunny Patel has bowled well this evening. He gets his first wicket. In fact, his second. Harmeet, what an innings. This can really be the differentiator by the end of this game. 53 in 20. It's 1 for 2 for 9.
These stalwarts, these pillars.
South Africa 1-0. But India is ready to level the series. And why it is the Gandhi. ITFC First Bank, India versus South Africa. Second test starts 22nd November.
This broadcast is brought to you in association with Vimal Elaichi.
55, 160 for sure. Into the over. Successful one, 2 wickets and 5 runs from it. 142 for 9.
साउथ अफ्रीका यानी फाइबर की पावर हिटर्स हो गया हम भी बढ़ाएंगे अपना बैटिंग पावर विद स्मार्ट मैन
अरे देखो ये बैट स्काई बॉल है ना स्काई बॉल टीम इंडिया का नया स्टाइल fearless बैटिंग फुल हिटिंग
Sky ball चलेगा सबका बैंड बजेगा ITFC First Bank India versus South Africa. First T20I, 9th December at 6 p.m. After a tough setback, Team India are ready to root back into form.
India versus South Africa.
Can they stop the fiery Proteas in their tracks? ITFC First Bank India versus South Africa. First ODI, 30th November.
They need that big final over. They need at least 155. The skipper will have the ball in his hands for the 20th over. Dami, new batsman in the field. Loud, Red Bull fans absolutely packed to the rafters. Not a ticket available for love of Watershed moment for Nepal cricket, beating a full member test playing nation, beating West Indies. No mean feat this for Nepal cricket. That's the reason why we see these huge crowds coming up. Beautifully bowled once again. In the 20th over, just the 4 runs off him.
Yes, Karan Casey has certainly been the pick of bowlers. Winning toss, bowling first, accounted for 2 in the very first over of the innings. He's really been on song this evening. That's the reason why the Super Question Royals have just not been able to come back into this contest. There was a brief period of entertainment. Yes, they got the runs. Need to go past 150.
Well, they'll get the single. That's all they'll get. But the captain is happy. Concede the single. They'll be happy. The fans for the Kathmandu Gorkhas, they've come out in large numbers, haven't they? Both sides, a lot of support for the Paschim Royals, a lot of support for the Gorkhas. Really amazing to see so much crowd coming in, supporting their respective sides. There it is, a fully jam-packed stadium. Gone! Cleaned him up. It was waiting to happen. He was in the middle of a really good over, was the skipper Karan Casey, finishing off things for 147. 4 for 30 off his 4, and he really broke the back of the Sudur Paschim Royals to start with.
Yeah, it's been a very fine bowling effort, particularly by the captain Karan Casey. Nice change-up, you miss, I hit, bowled in the width of the stumps. And that crashed into timber as well. It's been a good comeback by the Gorkhas. They started well, they ended well. Just a brief passage in the middle when Dipinder Singh Airi and Harmeet Singh provided a scare.